Hi, this is Brian with ActiveMelody.com. In this week's guitar lesson, we're going to break down and learn a slow ballad that sounds great on acoustic guitar. It works on electric as well. It's rooted in blues, and it's a lot of fun to play, and you'll find that it's really not that difficult. So I've got the lesson split into two parts. In this video, we'll take a look at the first half. If you'd like to watch the second half, as well as download that tab PDF file and access the on-screen tab viewer, you're going to go to ActiveMelody.com, go to the lessons page, and do a search for EP228. So let's go ahead and break down part one. Alright, so let me take just a few minutes here at the beginning of this video and talk about chord structure, composition. I think this will be a huge aha moment. A big light bulb will go off for a lot of you that are interested in writing your own composition. How did I write that composition? Where did it come from? It's not just random. There's a formula for this stuff. And it works for everything. You could take any Beatles song, for example, and you could fit this formula into it. And the formula is simple. It's just the major scale. Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. You could sing that to someone if you had to. So we're playing this song in the key of C. So I'm pulling all the chords out of the C major scale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then 8 is a repeat of 1. It just keeps going up. But I just put a number to each of those notes. And the reason for that is when we talk about our 1 chord, that was the 1 note. If I talk about the 4 chord, that's the 4th. 1, 2, 3, 4, which is an F. Your 5 chord is a G, and so forth. So you have, instead of just playing a single note, if you play a full chord to each of those notes, then those are the chords that live together in the same chord family. But here's the formula for it. 1, 4, and 5 are always major chords. 2, 3, and 6 are minor chords. So just remember that. If you're trying to write a song and you want to know what chords go together, you could take the major scale for whatever key you want to do your song in and just follow that formula. 1, 4, and 5 are major, 2, 3, and 6 are minor. So when you hear this song that I played, it was actually just a 1, 4, 5 progression. There was just a C, F, and a G, with the exception of 1 chord, which was that A minor. And that A minor would be considered the 6th chord. The minor 6, look at this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's the A, right? And remember, 6 is always minor. So that's why it works. Just try putting that formula to a Beatles song. Any of them. Just pull them out and you'll see the chord structure, the number system, and that's how it works. Okay, wanted to get that off the plate so that some of these chords then will make sense. So as we start this thing, the first 3 chords, we have a C, a G with a B in the bass, and then an A minor. Alright, so let's break down these strum patterns. Now I'm going to be as concise as I can be in the video. If you're a premium member, you'll have access to the tablature, and in the tab you'll see that I've got all the strum patterns, the down and the upstrokes, listed above each note. That'll make it a little easier to follow along if I'm going too fast here in the video. But let's start here with the C chord. Now the first thing we're going to do is we're going to play a downstroke, and that's going to happen on the 5th string, just hitting the single note there, 5th string. And by the way, here's the formula for just for the C chord. It's going to be down, down, up, down, down, up, down, down, up, down, down, up. So it looks like this: down, down, up, down, down, up. Just watch the right hand first. Down, down, up, down, down, up. Okay, so we started on that 5th string. And then we do it down, hitting strings of, I guess that would be 4, 3, and 2. Down, down, and then I do an upstroke on the 2 string. Keeping the C chord down the whole time with my left hand. So it's down, down, up, and then watch this. That's a downstroke. And when I hit the note, I took my middle finger off and I did a hammer on to the 2nd fret 4th string. So it goes like this. So backing up from the beginning, down, down, up, down, down, up. There's another upstroke on the 2 string. That's what we're playing over the C chord. Now let's look at the G chord. So it sounds like this. So all I'm doing for that is if you look at the C chord, the fingerings there, I just let my middle finger move to the 2nd fret, 5th string, and my pinky goes to the 3rd fret 2nd string. That was just an easy transition to go from C to that G chord. It's a G with a B in the bass. And you're only playing strings 5, 4, 3, and 2. Now here's how I played the strum pattern. You may want to write this down, but it's down, down, up, down, up, down, up. It's a slight difference from the C chord, but I'm trying to be accurate with this because I know I'll get called out if I don't. Now, if I'm just strumming this in a jam, I might do a little different every time, but that's what I played, is down, down, up, down, up, down, up. And it looks like this. Now that first down is on the 5th string, and I do a hammer-on with my middle finger to the 2nd fret 5th string. And then I played strings 5, 4, and 3. That's the down, so that's the first 2 downs. Down, down, and then there's an upstroke on the 2 string. Then we have down again on the 5th string, and then we have an upstroke on the 3rd string. So it sounds like this. And then we have another downstroke on strings 5, 4, and 3. And then for that next upstroke, I play the open B string so that my hand can come off the fretboard and go right into the A minor. And you can hear that, it sounds like this. Alright, so let's back it up and play C and G. Here we go. Now for the A minor, it's the same strum pattern that we played over the G. It's down, down, up, down, up, down, up. Sounds like this. So down, down, up, down, up, down, up. And let me do that one more time. I'll do it slowly. So you may want to consult the tab for that to get a little more detail, but I don't want to beat this thing up. But that's the strum pattern. So we have C, G, and A minor. Let's take it from the C. Okay, now from here I played a little fill lick. I love that lick. So this would all come from the C major pentatonic scale. And I'm just right here in pattern 1 for C major pentatonic scale. And here are the notes. So I'm borrowing the first 4 strings on the 5th fret, and I'm going to the 4th string. I'm doing a hammer on there between the 5th fret and the 7th fret on the 4th string. That's a downstroke. Then there's an upstroke on the 3rd string. And then I do a pull off. So it's down, up, and then we go down with a pull off. And then there's a hammer on with my ring finger to the 7th fret 5th string. So all together. And then once I hit that, I slide it down to the 5th fret 5th string. So that's the fill lick. And then I go right down to the C again. And I just wanted to kind of work that in. Obviously, you know the scale that I'm using. It's just the major pentatonic scale for C. So you can play any little fill that you want to play out of that scale. From the beginning. Then we repeat. Back to the A minor. And then I came up here and played. And then we went to the 4 chord, or the F chord. Now these notes right here, here's how I think of them. I use these little slides quite often, and they're easy to find because I tie them back to that major pentatonic scale. So I know that the major pentatonic scale pattern 1 for the key of C is right there, right? So pattern 2 would be here. And if I look at if I were to take the 2 notes out of pattern 2, those are the notes, and that's why that works. And the same thing down here. So for pattern 5, which would be this side of pattern 1, it's right here. So see how those 2 notes are on top of each other? It allows you to slide them there as well. So you have those 2 positions, and that works for any song. If you're ever improvising, you want to add a little kind of an R&B feel to it, go to that lick. That's a must-know lick. You hear that used a lot, and that's why it's easy to find. So then after that, I came down to the F, and all I'm doing for that is I'm playing just the first 4 strings out of the F. So I'm borrowing strings 1 and 2 on the 1st fret, middle fingers on the 2nd fret, 3rd string, ring fingers on the 3rd fret, 4th string. And I'm just limiting myself to those 4 strings out of the chord. And I'm starting there on the 4th string. So it's down, down, up, then watch this. That's a great little lick that you can use around a chord, going to that sus chord. So all I'm doing for that is I'm playing string 3, keeping the chord shape down, but I'm using my pinky to hammer onto the 3rd fret, 3rd string. And then I play strings 2 and 1. And then I go back to 3 and do a pull off. And then down to 4. So all together it goes. It's a great little lick that's very useful because it's tied right to a chord shape. So if you're ever playing something in A and playing like a slow country kind of song, it's a really cool kind of classy lick. All right, so let's take it from. And then I came up here and went. So all I did was I went from the 4 chord, which is the F, to the 5 chord. But I didn't play just the 5 chord. I did a 1-5, C, G. And I got that from Ry Cooder. I've been listening to a lot of Ry Cooder, and I noticed him do that quite a bit when he's playing. And actually this whole composition was inspired by Ry Cooder. I know it probably doesn't sound anything like him, but you know, and he's best known for his slide work. But man, he's just such a killer musician, and I was trying to do something in that vein. So this came right out of his playbook. So anyway, it's just the 1-4, and I'm sorry, the 1-5. It's the C chord using the A chord shape, and then the 5 chord. And I'm using the F chord shape. If you think of F down in 1st position, you just move it up 2 frets. That's a G. These 3 fingers are making an E chord shape, and then you bar here on the 3rd fret, strings 1 and 2. And then after that I went little fill lick, great lick, back to the C. I love adding little fills like this. It just really enhances. It makes you sound like almost like 2 musicians. So after that, your finger's already in position there, 3rd fret, 2nd string. So this is all on the 2nd string. So it's 3rd fret, 5th fret, 6th fret. And actually I slide up to that 6th fret. And then after this I went, that's a quick hammer on, pull off, hammer on. It's easier to do than you'd think. So just take it slow. And then down to, so that's between the 5th fret and the 6th fret. I do the hammer onto the 7th fret, 3rd string, 5th fret, 3rd string, 7th fret, 4th string. That's the lick. Okay, so from, and then we're in position to play the C. And at this point in the song, I just alternate back and forth between the 1 chord and the 4 chord, and the 1 chord and the 4 chord. So I go C to the F, and back to the C, and then back to the F. And then the whole thing starts back over. Now I didn't play a C and an F here. I could have, but I played it like this. So I played my F up here. And this is that Keith Richards lick that I'm always talking about, where you can go from the 1 chord to the 4 chord so easily. So I'm just barring the first 4 strings on the 5th fret, playing strings 4, 3, and 2. And then I do a hammer on with my middle finger on the 6th fret, 2nd string, and my ring finger on the 7th fret, 4th string. And I just pick the notes, 2, 3, 4. So from the C you have, and then I played another version of the C like this. So it's basically the same thing as this C chord shape. I'm just playing it up here. So I've got an E in the bass instead of a C. So I'm barring the first 4 strings on the 5th fret, and then I've got my ring finger up here on the 7th fret, 5th string. And I'm just playing strings 5, 4, and 3 when I'm doing it. Okay, from the C again. Sorry. You hear that nice little hammer on? It sounds like a pedal steel. That's what I'm trying to go for. And then I went. So I just took that chord shape, slid it down 2 frets so that I could walk down to the F chord. And then we're in position to repeat the song. Now the second half I'll save for the second video, and we'll go over how to do that. But let's back up now and go through everything all the way from the beginning. I'll play through it slowly, and then I'll see you in part 2 and we'll finish up this composition. So here we go.